All right, sticking with the bitter drinks for this one, we're going to do a white Negroni today. What's up, cinema fans? Welcome back to Sips and Flicks at Rob's Home Bar, where we review movies and TV shows and enjoy some cocktails. The Acolyte, episode 7, the penultimate episode. There's only one left after this. Is this one going to start answering some questions? Not really. So this episode was part 2 of the flashback, the whole incident on Brendock. So we go back over there and we kind of see the same events from episode 3, but this time played from the Jedi's perspective. And honestly, I think everyone went into this kind of expecting the Jedis to be the bad guys in all this, but maybe that was the intention that the writers wanted us to see, that the witches just want to be left alone, and then the Jedi, the big bad Jedis come in and try to steal the kids. It really didn't feel like that. I don't know if they missed the mark, maybe it's intentional, but I mean, those witches seem pretty damn evil, if you ask me. And the Jedi, well, I mean, they don't seem bad, they just seem incompetent for the most part. All right, so what kind of annoyed me about this episode was that, yes, we're seeing a different perspective from the flashback story, but they are reusing like 50% footage. So it's not even that much of a new episode. It's episode 3 being retold again. A lot of it, we're watching scenes and we're just like, yeah, we've seen this before. Like, you're not giving us any new information. So the Jedi are on this planet. They're searching for a virgins. They're searching for a virgin. So apparently this is a planet that should not have life due to some hyperspace incident, and all of a sudden it has life. So they're there searching for virgins, using metal detectors and checking moss. It's just weird. And then Saul, we've seen this scene in episode 3, but Saul kind of stumbles onto the twins, and then he thinks that they're in danger, they need help, blah, blah, blah. So we see the events from episode 3 where they go and confront the Coven of Witches. This time we see the full possession from Torben's perspective. So when Mother Anastasia possesses Torben, his eyes went black. Now we see that she's in his mind and she's really messing with him, and it really comes off as sinister and evil. And yeah, again, they're not portraying these witches to be any more good than the Jedi. It's very strange. Anyway, so then they go back and then they test the twins again, and they go through the same footage more or less from episode 3. We see I liked Master Saul at the beginning of this. He was kind of my favorite character, but he's just got an odd fixation, obsession with the twins. He's like, I have a connection to her, and I feel she's meant to be my Padawan. Where's that coming from? This is Jedi are not supposed to have attachment. This guy is fixated on this little girl that he just met. It's a tad creepy. So yeah, that was kind of weird. Then, the biggest thing for me was this episode going to answer all the weird issues with episode 3? How did the fire spread so quickly? How did all the witches die? What happened? Just why did Torben kill himself? Okay, so anyways, they figure out that the twins are they're the virgins that they were there to look for, and it's something about they're basically one person split into 2, which is an interesting concept. I feel once again they're just not going to delve into it. This whole series has been interesting concepts and poor execution. Yeah, they contact the council. The council tells them just to come home, and that's what Torben wanted from the beginning. But then he decides, no, we have to bring the twins in to show the council. So he runs off to go kidnap them or something, and then Saul goes after them, and then they scale the wall, and then they jump in, and this is where they meet up with Mother Anastasia, and then Mother Coral? Is that her name? The Zabrak with the horns. Yeah, and there's this weird scene where Mother Coral tells May, get angry, do it. It's really weird. And I don't understand what their meaning behind that was. Are you implying that she told May to start the fire, or to go and say to Osha, I'm going to kill you? Are you saying that was Mother Coral possessing her, controlling her? We don't know. There's a little bit of a face-off with Mother Anastasia and Saul and Torben, and then Osha, or was it May? I don't forget who, shows up, and then Mother Anastasia basically turns into a big smoke demon, and then at the same time, Osha or May, or I forget which one it was, but she starts like disintegrating. So it's kind of like she's doing this smoke monster thing, and she's like teleporting maybe, or disappearing and taking Osha with her, or maybe killing Osha, or who knows. So then Saul, of course, is kind of freaked out by this. So he ignites his saber and stabs her right in the chest, which kind of weird because she was like half non-corporeal at that point, and the stab still worked. Whereas we've seen many times Riva and Sabine Wren in other shows that a stab through the chest is, you can just walk it off the next day. But in this case, nope, it kills. We're back to Qui-Gon Jinn getting killed by the stab. Anyway, so he kills her, and then right as she's dying, she says, I was gonna let Osha go with you. Like, why not lead with that? Why not tell him that from the get-go instead of turning into this big, evil-looking smoke demon? Like, this is, to me, this scene made no sense. I have absolutely no idea what the purpose of her turning into a smoke demon was, and I'm like actually livid about it because it makes no sense. Someone please tell me what the purpose of that scene was. And that's apparently the Jedi's big crime there, is Saul reacting, as he should have, to her becoming a smoke demon and stabbing her through the chest. Anyways, after Anastasia dies, meanwhile, May is setting the place on fire. And they didn't answer that at all. Apparently, this castle has flammable rocks, flammable stone. And then, back in the courtyard, Mother Coral does her smoke demon disappearing act, and then she possesses, or it's either her or it's like all the witches together, the whole coven, possesses Kelnaka. And here's where we get our Wookiee fight, which it was kind of waiting for this because we saw like a bit of it in the trailer. And yeah, the actual like saber choreography is not bad, but the fact that they completely like nerfed a Wookiee's strength. You've been, ever since the original Star Wars, been hearing about the strength of Wookiee. They can tear arms right off. They're incredibly strong. They're ill-tempered. You should have been able to literally take Torben and rip him apart. The fight just didn't work. The Wookiee should have been 1,000 times stronger. This just felt like a very strong human. It didn't feel like a Wookiee. And then Indara comes in out of nowhere because she wasn't even supposed to be there, but she just leaps in. They had to scale a wall for 20 minutes, but she just like, hey, I'm here now. And then she leaps in and tackles Kelnaka to the floor. Once again, how the hell do you tackle a Wookiee? And then she puts her hand to his head and basically like does this little thing, and then somehow the entire coven of witches, they all just die. So yeah, so again, that was another like what the fuck moment. The power of many. Like, again, it's just, I don't know who's writing this. It's awful. So then they're on the ship, and then they're basically like, Indara's like, yeah, we can't tell the council this we have to cover this up. And which is like, why? Tell the friggin' council what happened. Again, they're acting like this needs to be covered up and everything, but the Jedi didn't do anything that horrible. So those are my thoughts on episode 7 of The Acolyte. Next week, or next episode, is the finale, episode 8. I have no idea how they're gonna wrap this up. They've got so many questions left unanswered, so many plot lines to wrap up. I don't even really care. Stick around, let's find out. Cheers.